You know, it's said today that 85 to 90% of North Americans are right-handed. Do you think that was true 5,000, 10,000 years ago, before all of us foreigners moved in? Well, we're about to find out right now. Stay with me and see if you can put these clues together before the end of the video. The first clue is this little beveled blade I found the other day down at the river. Up to 9,000 years old. And what I mean by a beveled blade is, on the edge of the blade, the knife edge, it isn't sharpened like this. It's flat on the back and only sharpened on one edge to give that bevel. Kind of like a wood chisel is sharpened. And you can see on this flat blade, it's sharpened on this side, and if you flip it over, it's sharpened on this side. Very important clue there. And we have another piece down here at the creek that's going to confirm this theory even further. Yeah, here we are. Right over here, it looks to be another beveled blade. Check this out. Right there. This is beveled all down this side right here. And you can clearly see that bevel on that side here. See how that's beveled? So that's clue number 2, another beveled blade. But I want to take you and show you one out of my collection that is even a better example of a beveled blade. And you might be able to figure it out after you see this. Now here we have an even better ancient stone beveled blade. Again, up to 9,000 years old. And you can see a lot better on this one, the bevel on this side here. And when you flip it over, the bevel on this side here. Now looking at these stone blades, can you tell me what you see similar in all three of them? They're all left-handed bevels. And what I mean by that is, if you're holding the knife blade where the handle was, the bevel is over here on the left side. Flip it over and the bevel is on the left side still. Now at first I thought this was a big coincidence, you know. I have 3 left-handed beveled blades. So I started watching all these other guys finding these beveled blades and looking in books. They're all left-handed. It is very, very rare to see a bevel on the right side. So at first you would think, you know, hey, there's a lot of left-handed people back then, I guess, making these left-handed blades. But that's not it. I wanted to dig a little deeper into the subject and find out why all these blades are left-handed bevels. So I went on YouTube and I watched flint knappers making these beveled blades to see what they were doing. But it just wasn't getting me what I needed. Because if you watch any of these flint knappers make these blades, they put it all different angles in their hand. They can flip it over like that, flip it over here, turn it backwards. But what I wanted to see a blade resharpened while it was still in the handle. Because these natives with stone knives, they didn't take the blade out to resharpen it. They just resharpened it while it was still in the handle. They had it glued and wrapped in there good. They weren't taking that out until it was used up to put a new blade in. So I reached out to a flint napper on YouTube, a guy that I'm subscribed to. He's a very good flint napper named Jay at Wilderness Quest Outdoors. And I asked Jay, could you please send me a video of a knife being resharpened while it's still in the handle? Now I just whipped up this little stone handle and put that blade in there to use for an example to show you what I'm talking about. But basically what Jay said is they would take a piece of leather to protect their hand, lay it in there, and taking their knife blade would lay it back in their hand like this. And I see why too. You try to turn it like this, you just can't get the blade under your hand. Your fingers are all in the way. They would have held it like this, and with a small piece of antler, they would have got right on the edge of this blade and pushed really hard until they snapped a flake off of there, leaving a new sharp edge. And they would have done it all the way down this blade, flipped it over, and then done the other side. Now keep this in mind. I'm right-handed. So when I click these flakes off to resharpen this blade on this side with my right hand, it always brings a left-handed bevel. So what I've concluded from this is all these left-handed blades were made by right-handed craftsmen. So I guess that holds true in ancient times as well. More people were right-handed than left-handed. You know, I bet you if you was a left-handed feller back in ancient times, you could have cleaned up making knives for right-handed guys. You probably didn't have to do nothing, just sit around and trade for stuff. Hey, here's a right-handed knife for you there, right-handed guy. I'll take that hind quarter off of that bison. Could you cook that up for me too?